I want to go straight to our senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Mike Couteur. Mike, I just want to remind you and our viewers that we're now waiting for Candice Bergen to speak on behalf of the official opposition. In the meantime, while we wait for her, and I might have to interrupt you, what does this deal mean?
It essentially means no election until 2025 and a lot more work on some of the things that the NDP had made as a priority, and so did the Liberals. And that is something Prime Minister Justin Trudeau talked extensively about, saying that there were a number of areas where they are keenly aligned on, that they both had in their platforms, and they thought, well, let's make progress on this. And again, Prime Minister Trudeau saying choosing partnership over toxic divisions and hyper-partisanship, which is how he's characterized a lot of what's been going on in the House of Commons as of late and in the last Parliament. Really interesting to talk about how he said in the discussions, and he didn't mention it in English because I'm pretty sure he doesn't want the Conservative Party to sort of cut and use this in a different type of ad going forward. But he didn't use the word coalition when he responded in English, but in French he did. He said there is no coalition, there's no formal partnership here. This is just an agreement. So and it's really interesting where they agree and making sure that they do continue to agree on certain things. And he said on the issues that they don't agree on, and that was one thing that was brought up on a number of occasions, such as defense spending, Prime Minister Trudeau said, well, there are other parties that we can seek support from. So this is one of those things where it seems like it's more formalized now with the NDP, but less formalized when it comes to other issues, such as defense spending, where they can likely get support from the Conservative Party. Interesting in how this is developing. Interesting that he will be chairing a meeting of his cabinet at 10 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, he should be in question period. And then he's off to Brussels tonight to have that meeting with NATO leaders over the next couple of days, where defense spending will really be the focus, Marcia.
Okay, so what have the NDP gained through this deal, Mike Couteur?
Quite a bit. I mean, there's a lot of things that they had put on the table that they want the priorities on. And essentially, the NDP has always said they want to make Parliament work and make sure that they get what is best for Canadians. So one of the major planks out of this is a dental care plan. We are hearing a little bit of drips and drabs as to what that could look like, but Prime Minister Trudeau mentioning a national dental care plan for low-income Canadians. That is something that Jagmeet Singh mentioned a number of times throughout his campaign in 2021. Prime Minister Trudeau was asked, saying, look, in the throne speech, you had nothing about this just recently. And Trudeau sort of fired back saying, well, we did have a mention of it in the 2019 throne speech. So dental care is not something that was completely out of the blue. And in other things, more jobs for Indigenous people, housing for Indigenous people, greener jobs as well, we're hearing is part of this deal and a more focus on that. We are also hearing that there is going to make it more affordable to get a house. This is something that was keenly the focus of Jagmeet Singh in 2021. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau talking about it in this press conference, saying that that is something, making housing more affordable for Canadians, making sure that they can more people can get into the housing market. That is something, as we've noted in many cities, Ottawa included, the housing market has exploded. And so that is something that they're looking for. And again, so what does the NDP get from this? They get to sort of take a victory lap and say, look what we're able to get for Canadians, and that's us with, just these number of seats in the House of Commons. Imagine if we were a full government. That's only going to come, it seems, though, in 2025, if there is another campaign until then. I have heard from sources, though, both parties sort of they reserve the right to walk away from this at any point. While there is an agreement in place, if things really sort of break down, then, there is nothing that is formalizing this to make it so that we are going on this path with no turnoff. But it sounds like both parties are very happy to sort of keep the peace, at least in terms of elections, until 2025.